I think we're
Hey, Andy. Good
I think
day.
we're
How
live.
you doing? I think we're live.
Are we live?
Once the
Is this
counter
thing on?
starts, man. Another Friday. Um, is it Friday that I don't want to say it, but do you know what the date?
Ugh. I think my computer knows. I've already
Yeah.
had plenty of weird things. Yeah.
Well, it's Friday. It's one of the Fridays in January, so we're very happy to be here again, and we got the countdown ready to go. We got a really good show today. How was your week this week, Andy? Do you have a good week so far? We still got the best part of the week coming up with the wild card weekend. I know
Super
it's going to be a
wild
good one.
card weekend now. It's called. I'm not 100% sure why they added a Monday night.
Oh yeah. Oh, and
Made
they.
it
I mean,
really unfair for whatever team plays Monday night, assuming that they win, and then they have to go on a short week. I
yeah.
don't know.
It's
Weird.
prime. They usually leave the best teams for Monday night prime time, but
Is that the
anyway,
Cowboys
yeah,
game?
that's the Cowboys
All
game.
right. Well, I'll be rooting against Tom Brady for sure.
Thank you very
So
much.
yeah,
I'll
no
be
problem.
I'll be rooting against the third or fourth stringer quarterback for the Dolphins, whoever that is, because I think that's what they got going on. But good day,
Yeah.
man. I'm excited. World is approaching pretty quickly now. You got
Yeah,
everything
man.
already set up. You already got your agenda set up.
No.
No,
We're gonna tell everybody else to get theirs set up, right? I'm
I
I'm
think
still
we
not
should.
100% sure what my presentation is or when I'm doing
I know. I think I missed already a couple deadlines, but I mean, it is what it is.
it. Oh man, we'll see what happens. I know I'm gonna go to Nashville and I'm gonna see a bunch of SolidWorks nerds and we're all gonna have a blast. So
I
I'm
know, man.
pumped.
It's been for me. The last World that I attended was in 2019. So it's been a while, and then
Yeah.
2020. That's when I came into DS, and I missed that one, and then I missed the other ones because of they went virtual. So I'm pretty excited to be able to attend this year. So
Yeah. Right
and
on.
see you. I mean, see you guys again there. I know I've only seen you twice in my lifetime, if you can believe that. Twice.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we see each other via camera every day, and then just.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, we got some really good information coming into you guys today. And I think we have 588 people watching us right now. Oh no,
89, 92. Number keeps going up. It's amazing.
YouTube does not let you
You
lie
can't
about
lie.
the
Yeah.
yeah, not anymore.
Oh well. That's all
But
right.
we're streaming in 15 other different platforms. How about that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's our cumulative number. We get the most out of Twitch. Yeah. Good times. Um.
awesome, man.
So
I saw you yesterday, and then from yesterday to today, I'm seeing a new. You got a new group of records there in the background. Any
yeah, I
new?
figured we were going back to the classics, right? Just good old drawings,
Draw.
right?
There you go.
So we
Okay.
went we went just classic rock, right? Can't go wrong. A little Jimi Hendrix, Allman Brothers, Pink Floyd, Bob Dylan, Queen, right? Led
Queen.
Zeppelin,
Yeah.
Rolling Stones,
None of
good old
those sound familiar to me at
Big
all.
Star. I don't. I also put Rush in here, but does Rush count as classic rock? I don't know. I mean, like, because now the classic rock station plays like Nirvana on it, right? So I mean, like,
I
but
mean,
like,
classic. Yeah. I
I
mean,
feel like Rush is like right on the edge there, where it was like, I don't know. I don't know if it fits in the same category or not. So it's like, when did Rush? When did Rush start? Like 80s? It was like early
I
80s.
don't even know what you're talking about, Andy. I
You
do.
don't know
I mean, to
Rush?
be
Yeah,
honest,
you
no,
do. You know Rush. Stop
no,
it.
no, no. I've got a completely different playlist on my Spotify.
That's fair.
I don't. I mean, I think none of the ones that I've got on my playlist you're gonna know about. So
All
the
right.
countdown began. The countdown begins, man. 8 seconds to go fully live, and I'm very excited again. We're gonna go ahead and begin. officially as of now.
All right, I do want to point out that Rush did form in 1968, so I was
Did you
way
just
off
find that out, or was it because Michael Farley told us?
on that. No. Oh, he did. Oh, he did tell us that.
Yeah, he
Nice.
just told us about that.
Thanks, Michael Frawley. But Moving Pictures, which is my favorite album of theirs and probably their most famous, did come out in 1981. So I was right about the era of that album in particular. Anyways, we're supposed to start the show now. Ready,
I
go.
think so. Well, we're very excited to be back again on this wonderful Friday, the 1-3. I'm gonna say it like that, just to make
Friday
sure that we don't
one
have
three.
any hiccups. It is really nice and sunny today here in my neck of the woods. It's actually 68 degrees and sunny, so beautiful day. And I
Same
hope same
same here.
for you.
No.
No, is it cold? And I hope everybody else is having a wonderful weather. It's the beginning of our weekend, so we're very excited to be back again here at the Work Show. And last week we officially announced the rebranding of our new show, and we're very excited because we got new production. Same team. We got Jen Dorkson, Mike Sabocek, Michael Frawley, Jordan Tadish. They're all behind the scenes making this be possible. But we're very excited with this new branding of the Work Show. Hashtag the Work Show. So if you're looking for any content, any previous episodes that we've had before, if you look for this hashtag in our partner platform, you're gonna be able to find every single one of the episodes. Michael Frawley, Jordan Tatis have done a wonderful job making sure going back and tagging every single episode. So I think this is the 83rd episode. So we'll see you there at the partner platform, and we got some couple of quick headlines here. Andy and I were talking about 3D Experience World is approaching very quickly. We are officially a month away from World, so if you have not registered yet, please do so. Let your customers know that this is it's approaching. We got a lot of great content. I was looking over the agenda this week. There's some great technical in-person and virtual sessions. So please make sure that you announce that to your customers and yourselves, your peers, if you have not registered yet. So I hope to see a lot of you guys at World. Like I said, Andy and I were just talking about it. Anything in particular that you're looking forward to at World, Andy? Anything that like right off the bat, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of arriving at World?
Uh wow, I really got to finish this presentation. But besides that, I'm actually very much looking forward to the the cloud modeling competition. We always have Model Mania, which is fantastic. Which is SolidWorks parametric modeling. I've never been good at that. Like I go in and I know how to do this stuff. I know how all the features work, but I go in and my brain just like shuts down. I can't do it quickly or I do it wrong. But What they did back in 2020 was the first time they had modeling competition using the X apps, and that's something I feel like I'm pretty good at. So I'm gonna give that a shot. So
You're gonna give that a shot this
yeah,
year. That's
definitely.
awesome,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, so we still got, like you said, Model Mania that is led by our very own Jen Dorkson. So we can't wait to see what our team is doing, and all the yeah, I can't. I mean, I've tried Model Mania a couple times, and yeah, I think the first time it was like 45 minutes. The second time they threw me off because they turned the lights off. But anyways, we got 3D Experience World coming up. Please make sure that you still get the word out there. Um, if you or your team has not yet submitted a digital media video, there is a contest. We have until January the 20th to that's the last day that we are accepting videos. So we got a lot of videos that we're seeing, and thank you very much. And for I mean, everybody has some great content, some unique content, and we're happy to see all that. And you still have another week to submit up until January the 20th. We can't participate, unfortunately, right, Andy? And I know you have some wonderful videos, but
They'll try and stop me, but
and then speaking of world as well, on Sunday
Sunday. Yep.
at 8:30 a.m.
Yep.
Um, we will. Mark Johnson is leading the AE workshop. So any
Yeah.
AEs that are currently on watching us, or let your colleagues know, there will be an AE workshop Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. And it is going to be there's going to be a lot of people involved. Some great content. I know. Are you going to be part of that roundtable?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
me and
perfect.
you are tagging in and out.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
I don't know
Cool.
what we're doing there, but anyways, we'll be there.
We're being told to show up. It's basically going to be like a panel like they have at like Comic-Con where like they get a bunch of the panel up there and then it's free for all, like ask questions, answer questions, stump the chump. So
Okay,
I think it should be good. I don't think the entire format is that, but a portion of it will be that. I think that's the portion that we're involved in.
awesome. Well, I'm excited for that Sunday morning, right before uh, the Super Bowl. Actually, Sunday Super Bowl
Yeah. Super
Sunday.
Bowl
So,
Sunday.
um, and then one more announcement for that weekend. What's going on February 11th, Andy?
We're gonna update the entire platform. The commercial cloud will be updated on February 11th to FDO1. That is the day before most of us are arriving at World. I just want to put it out there. If you are doing a presentation that is that you're doing with like SolidWorks Connected or SolidWorks with the connector like UES or XWC, I might look into making sure that I can delay that update, and so you don't want to mess up any of your presentations with updates that may have. If it's a cloud app, just make sure you get in there before your presentation starts. Make sure everything works because that update is happening, unfortunately, the first day that we're all there. Also, it's a good idea to know that because your customers are going to be updating as well. And there's a good chance that there's going to be less hands on deck because there's going to be a lot of people at your VAR that have an out of office on their email because they're at World. So just something to note.
Exactly. Like you said, I mean, the wonderful thing about this releases is that you can postpone the SolidWorks connected or to for up to 15 days. So you don't have to update right away or upgrade right away. So, but be on the lookout for that. And then finally, for this and any other important what we find maybe relevant to what's going on around these dates, if you look for hashtag the works news, you will be able to be seeing, like I said, Michael, Jen, Jordan are making sure that we're tagging the most relevant news for this couple of weeks. So just look for that hashtag in our um, partner platform, and you'll be able to go ahead and see any of that, and any results for that matter there. So
Right on.
um, awesome. So well, I think we should keep going, Andy, and we have
Yes.
today's today's topic is the evolution of manufacturing definition creator. What is manufacturing definition creator, Andy? Have you heard of that before?
No, I've heard names that are similar to that, like several of them.
Like, can you mention at least one?
Uh, uh, document 3D product document creator.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for you and for me and for everybody else that's here watching us, we have a skip one real quick there. There you go. No, happened to my. We have. Sorry, I had the slide of Alessandro's headshot, but he's coming. He's coming. I think he was just there. You go,
There he is.
Alessandro. There
Hello.
you go. Sorry, Alessandro.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Alessandro. I'm glad that you're here today because you're going to be able to give us a very thorough description and presentation on what manufacturing definition creator is, so that we can make sure that Andy understands this and doesn't confuse it with another product, right?
I would
So,
love
how are
it.
you doing today, Alessandro?
Fine. It's Friday, 1 free. Let's say it this way.
Yes, it is. And Alessandro, we're very glad to have you back. For the audience that does not, maybe has not seen you before in other presentations, I know you've been around for a long time, but can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? What where you at first of all, and then some of what your duties that you cover are, please.
Yeah, sure. I'm in the Euromed Geo, which is includes Italy, where I'm from. I've been working for Dassault Systems for almost 4 years, and previously I've been working for a partner for quite long, for 11 years. And currently I'm involved with everything about cloud, and especially XApps and SolidWorks Connected.
Nice. And
Awesome.
Alessandro, the last two times you were on, I had a boot map for you so we could show where in Italy you were. But like a month ago, my wife came in here and was like, "Why is this boot in here? I've been looking for this boot for months." So I'm sorry, I don't have it, but I do have this boot instead.
So where about
So wait,
approximately?
Yeah,
there-ish.
more or
Wait,
less, yeah.
I think my screen's mirrored. Right there, we go.
And Alessandro, we're gonna see you at World in a month.
Yes,
SolidWorks
yes, I'll be
2024.
there.
You'll be here. Awesome. Well, remember from the last time that we saw each other, you still owe me $5. So please make sure you don't forget to bring him.
Oh,
I'll be
you're so
collecting.
kind. You're not asking for interest on those
No,
$5.
no interest. No, no. I'm a good friend. I just like to collect what's due. So, yeah. Well,
Nice.
excited to see you in about a month, Alessandro, and we're excited to have you here again. I know you have a lot of great content that you're going to talk about. I mean, as the title says, the evolution of manufacturing definition creator. What has how it has evolved, where is it now, and then give us a little overview of maybe what's new or what's been happening new in the last few releases, right?
Yes, that's right. So let's have a look at the agenda, which is, I think, quite exciting. So first, I will introduce you the role. Then I'd like to show you the evolution during the last 2 years because really it has evolved a lot. I want to show you the gaps because when I come to this show, I always talk about gotchas and gaps to help our partners not
Nice.
to step into those. Then I will be telling you how to avoid those gaps with a role called drafter role. Then I will talk about showstoppers because there are some things that we cannot do at all. And finally, I will give you a preview of what's coming in the next functioning delivery and the big plan we have for manufacturing definition role. So let's start with the approach and the philosophy. So manufacturing definition role is a role that is web-based, so you use it from a browser, and it is used to create 3D definition, so means defining MBD style like SolidWorks MBD, but also create 2D drawings. So that's why it's called manufacturing definition creator. And the main app is called xDrawings. Sorry, this slide is wrong because the name has changed quite a few times. That I will
You can
I
leave
will
it like that, Alessandro. I mean, because who knows? I mean, it might
yeah.
be X definition in the next couple of weeks. So we got a new release coming up in a month. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, so the name maybe will change again. And also, the scope of his role is to define or annotate the models that are created with the X apps. And the aim of his role is to break the barriers between the MBD world, so the world of 3D annotations, and also to let you create 2D drawings. So from the annotated 3D model, you can create some views and get a drawing that will have the same look and feel um, as a real drawing. So what is the approach? In the past, companies used to have only 2D, and 2D drawing was the authority. So it means that the first source of truth was the 2D drawing. If we want to put it in the model-based enterprise maturity level, I would say it's level 2. Then we have companies that are approaching level 3, which is called model-based definition, means that the main source of truth is the 3D model. So whatever is there is the truth. The 2D drawing is just a representation of what you're seeing on the 3D model. Then let's talk about the UI. So the tools that are in the action bar actually have been laid out in the same way as the workflow that you will follow. So from a practical point of view, you will start by creating your 3D view. So it means capturing a snapshot of your model in 3D or 2D, and then the next step will be annotated. So you put your dimensions and tolerances, and finally, you if you need to, you can create your 2D drawing. For what concerns the view creation, we have lots of tools. For example, you can create isometric, trimetric 3D views. You can create views in perspective, all the kind of 3D views. And then also 2Ds, which are used for of course, the 2D drawings. Also some special views like the auxiliary view, or recently we've introduced the flattened view. So from if you have a part created with X sheet metal, you can actually create a flattened view and dimension it. So this is an example of how you capture your view. Basically, you launch the command to create your view, and it will be captured and listed in the annotation manager. Then a pro tip, something that is unique to xDrawings, which is the name of the app. You can actually capture a view and choose the color that will be associated to that view. So let's say, for example, I can have a top view with annotations in blue color and an isometric view with annotations in red color. That's
Nice.
quite unique. Step number 2 will be annotating your model. So it means I can dimension, and actually it's a very smart way of dimensioning. You don't have to dimension faces. You can dimension edges. I would suggest to dimension faces because there is some cross highlighting capability. So if you dimension faces, you will, when you click on the dimension, you will cross highlight the face, which is more MBD style. Then you can add your datums and tolerances, and you're done with the 3D definition of your model. I want to highlight some differences with SolidWorks MBD. First of all, this is an app that doesn't recognize manufacturing features. So when you dimension something, it's not like MBD that recognizes a hole or a slot and puts all the dimensions that are required. You have to do it manually. If you're putting tolerances, there is no automatic checking if you're not following the rules or putting something that is not coherent. And also, if you put some annotations in a view, they will say in that view. You cannot really move annotations from one 3D view to the other. Let's say that the drawbacks stop here. We have also something that MBD cannot do. For example, when you dimension, the system will help you to align a dimension to another. So there will be some snappings that will allow you to align your views. Moreover, I'm showing here something that it's impossible to do in SolidWorks MBD. There is a lot of flexibility in manipulating the orientation of annotations. So you can drag them, and pro tip, if you press shift, you can snap the annotation on a plane, and then you can also rotate them. If I wanted to do this in SolidWorks MBD, it would be a really big headache.
Yeah.
Also, like other X apps, the annotation is smart. So let's say that I'm clicking on a tolerance. The next step that the system is proposing me is to add a datum. So it's anticipating what the user is doing, but also in X sheet metal and other apps, this is what's happening in the UI. And also, there is a dimension redundancy. So if I'm putting a dimension that is already existing in the model, the system will tell me, hey, this dimension is already there. What do you want to do? You want to create it or remove it? Then final step is creating a drawing. So basically, you have a bunch of views with the annotations, and you can switch to the 2D environment with your sheet format, where you can drag and drop your views and create something that really looks like a drawing. And then, of course, you can add notes and so on.
Hey, Alessandro, on the sheet format, does it have a specific, I don't know, a set of tools to create the sheet format there, or is it something that has to be imported as is, that a customer might have already?
It's just like SolidWorks. There are defaults, but I will
there
show
are
you
some
later. You can create some customized sheet formats.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, now role evolution. So I will not list all the new features, but I will list you the most important ones that I think our partners should be aware of. So first of all, for what concerns the UI, recently we've added the ability to use shortcut rings also in the 2D drawing environment. So this is actually we call them here shortcut rings. In SolidWorks they're called differently. I don't even remember. I haven't used SolidWorks for a while.
Mouse gestures.
Mouse gesture, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is another interesting new feature. You can click on a view, and if you click on apply and repeat, you can repeat the process and create all of your views that will become your orthogonal projections for the drawing.
That's cool.
Then also the system remembers the zoom level. So let's say I'm capturing a zoomed hole, it will remember it and capture it with the view. That didn't happen before 21x FD05.
Yeah.
Then recently we introduced the flattened view. So it means if I created this with Xshed metal, it will be able to capture my flattened view, and that's great. Let's see now annotations. This was one of the first announcements. So let's say you have a bunch of annotations. They are too small. There is a global setting that will allow you to increase the font of all the annotations so that now they will be easy to read and to see. Standards are very important. So let's say I've created with this drawing, this model with ISO standard. I can change a global setting and switch it to ANSI, and the annotation will follow the standard immediately. Recently, we've also helped our Japanese customers by adding the GIS standard. The only limitation is that now it supports the same characteristics that are used in the ISO standard, but it will evolve. When you're creating dimensions, there is a panel that you can use. It's very convenient because you can start creating a dimension, and without having to relaunch the command, you can keep on dimensioning and until you're finished. And when you decide that you're finished, you just click OK, and you'll exit the command. So very useful when you're creating many dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
You can also create multiple annotations. Let's say you have to create many datums. There is this apply and repeat that will allow you to keep the dialog box open and put all of your datums.
And that apply and repeat is only for datums, or that applies also for like tolerance, geometric tolerance?
For tolerance, so all the annotations.
Okay.
Then this is called an announcement, but I would call it a bug fix because in the past, if you changed a 3D model, the change will not reflect on your annotated model. So in the 2022 XGA, after that, if you change some dimension on your XDesign model and you save it, the annotations on the MBD model will update. So very good bug fixing, let's say.
Wow, parametric. Wow. Who thought of that?
This is something very interesting. Let's say that you have created an annotated model. We have also some associativity with the 3D markup application. So you can actually drag and drop your model to 3D markup, and you'll be able to create markups on your captured 3D view. So it's a very, very interesting example of integration between an X app and an Enovia app that we use in Collaborative Industry Innovator. Nice. Next, we started to improve text and tables. So for text, as you see, we can do like SolidWorks. We can place prefixes, suffixes. We can put some text on the top, on the bottom of the dimension. And this is also very interesting. We have introduced a hotkey. So if you are dimensioning a 3D view and you press the tilde key, your dimension will switch to the other plane. So this will help you quickly define your dimension. This is something strange. I think the tilde works only for American keyboards. For Italian keyboard, it's these two arrows. I don't know why, but if you don't know, now you know. So
I don't have.
something introduced recently, when you are dimensioning, if you want to flip the orientation, if you don't want to use the hotkey, there is also an icon that will allow you to flip the orientation as you are dimensioning or after the fact. So this is
Nice.
also very convenient.
That's great.
Tables. I think we work a lot on tables during the 2022X release. So like you are making changes to your table, and you're able to change your cells and so on. You have control of cell padding. So really a lot of customization of tables, and then you got lots of modification abilities like defining the border, defining the color. Really, you can create very, very detailed tables. And also you have editing capabilities for your cells. So if you want, you can add rows, columns, you can merge cells. Actually, this capability was needed because the title block actually is a big table that then you customize by merging or removing cells. This is a very recent capability. As you see, the table orientation doesn't really match the 3D model. So now you can, let's say, snap the orientation of the table to a standard view or even to a piece of geometry so that it's more consistent. In the future, we hope to have
Oh,
Okay, I thought it
Alessandro.
was I thought it was me that I had
say a flat to screen.
Uh-oh.
Alessandro, can you hear us? No. I think he had some technical difficulties.
Frozen up. Yeah.
Yeah. What time is it in Italy right now? I think right at, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a certain time in Italy that the
All the servers shut down.
well, they restart, because then the next country and then the country after that, and it goes from there. So
Makes sense.
so I think
That's
what's
what
going on.
that sounds right from somebody in Texas, that there's just like the electrical grid, just that's the way it works. Yeah, it's just,
We have to
part of the country shuts off all the time.
yeah, we have to reset every other cold front. Um, Good stuff, man. Well, so far so good. There's just I know it's that's how the internet works. Um, Says Mike Sandy. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the role has evolved a lot, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I already saw a ton of stuff that like I know, like one of the reasons it's like, why can't we just go all browser, right? Like I don't want to install stuff anymore. I just want to go all browser, right? Why wouldn't a startup want to just go all browser, and then they can use whatever computer they want from anywhere they want. They don't have to worry about server infrastructure or getting nice machines or any of that jazz, right? Just like make stuff quick. And like the biggest issue with that was we don't really have a tool that can do the manufacturing drawings that you need to do to like fully define stuff. So
yeah, and keep in mind that this role is part of the SolidWorks Cloud offer. So it comes
yep.
gives you the ability to create, even though we do have a drafter role, so that I'm sure Alessandro is going to point out. The drafter role does have to install an application on your desktop, but if you want to be 100% all cloud based, all web browser based, then this is the way to do it. And this is something that I know for a fact. I mean, when we started looking at the 3D creator, 3D sculpture, 3D sheet metal creator roles, we were missing that part of being able to
Yeah.
create and define a drawing, a manufacturing drawing, without having to install anything. And this came about, and then it has been evolving. I've seen a lot of improvements in the last year. Now, being quite honest, as an avid SolidWorks user that I've been for the last almost 16, 17 years, yeah, of course, if you try to compare the functionality of SolidWorks drawing versus what
Sure.
we have, I mean, we're going to see a lot of differences there. But what we have now with this new role, it gives us the ability to define parts assemblies and ship
Hello.
them on. Hey, Alessandro, how you
I
doing?
apologize. It's the
Welcome back.
okay. I can say it. It's the Friday 13 factor. It was
There
my
you go.
PowerPoint crashing.
No, and I was explaining to everybody else the way the internet works in every country. It resets every. I mean, we start with Italy, and then it goes
An hour
to
later, it's
it
France.
starts in the boot, and then it starts
Yeah.
goes to the sock, the leg, and it goes away. It works.
Yeah,
That's way
works its
about.
way up the calf. Nice.
Okay, I'm going to the next section.
All
So
right.
we were talking about the names of the role, which has been confusing. So the original name of the role was Product Document Creator. Then it became Manufacturing Definition Creator, and the app became XDocument. And then recently, the app became XDefine, and finally XDrawing. So there is a long history of name changes, and I don't think this will be the last change. So, to reply to your question that you asked before, actually in the drawing, you can edit the sheet format. And for example, you can fill in manually the fields, or for example, you can add tables or notes that will lie in the sheet format. And actually, the table is also able to snap to the title blocks and the sheet borders. You can also add new sheets like SolidWorks, and there, for example, you can put your isometric view by dragging and dropping it. And for example, you can put a note like deburr edges. So that's another interesting capability that we have. You can export your 2D drawing to PDF. So you can choose it in color, grayscale, and you can display that PDF in 3D Play or send it to a supplier. So
Nice.
that's another useful capability. Um, Also, we were talking about displaying the model. Actually, if you annotate a model, you can display it in 3D Play. You just have to click on the 3D tolerance in annotation, and the system will read all the 3D views that are available, and you'll be able to browse through them and have a look at your model. The only difference with MBD is that the annotations are not semantic yet. So it means that if I click on one annotation, it will highlight everything
Mhm.
and not the face that
Mm,
where the annotation is
Not
attached.
yet.
But
right.
That'll be a good, hopefully something that we see in the next releases, because that's I like that a lot from MBD
Yeah.
to be able to relate that, especially in the deliverables.
But I
yeah,
love the story of this of like, hey, we're going fully browser based, no paper, right? I have all of this in a 3D view that I can click through and get all the information I need, and I can interrogate it. I can zoom into different areas. So I think it's fantastic.
yeah, and then we got some customization. For example, you can change the sheet color to white because maybe the default is not to white. And also we have well, I would call them linked nodes. Actually, you can take an attribute of a physical product and display it in a note or in the title block. And this is the list of attributes that are currently available. So the most significant ones like revision, own, and so on are available for display. And also recently we are supplying them out of the box, so it means that the default template is already has already linked attributes to display on your title block. Most recently, we have modified the command to create a new template, and it's very nice. So actually, you click on Create Sheet Template, and it will save your sheet format and create the template. So all you have to do is click on the command. Notice that there are some notes and also a table for tolerances, some linked note, and some more notes that I've been adding to my title block. Then I will click on the command, and I'll be able to choose the collaborative space where I'm sharing that template. Maybe you can save it to a common space or another space where you have all your shared customizations. And then you're saving your template, and the next time you're doing a drawing, you'll be able to recall that template by choosing the template and putting it again as your starting point for your drawing.
But you can replace the templates as needed, even after the fact, Alessandro.
Not yet, not
Not
yet.
yet. Okay.
That would be nice. I've actually I've not tested it. I would say maybe it's possible. It's
Let's just say
interesting as
that
a follow-up.
maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a
maybe.
better.
And recently we have added the bill of materials and ballooning. That's another interesting capability. So you can launch this bill of material command, which has a standard template that will allow you to show properties like the positioning in the bill of material, the description, the quantity, and then you can use automatic ballooning. So you'll have some balloons that are associated to the bill of materials that will appear on your drawing. Just like SolidWorks, you can choose the alignment. You can choose what you want to display in the balloon. You can display where the balloon will attach, and there are even magnetic lines like Composer and SolidWorks.
Nice.
So we have updated to our most recent technology.
Wow.
And if you want to show, so the workflow would be create a bill of materials on the 3D, create your balloons, and then create the drawing, and you drag and drop that view. So the first time I was trying to create the balloons on the 2D, that when the command was not available, it's because currently the workflow will require you to do it from the 3D. And this is a big one, a big request. So in 2023 GA, we can align drawing views. So it means that I can put my my first view on my drawing, and then when I'm going to add a subsequent view, there will be some aids to align the view to the initial one. So this is really great because we were like doing it by eye and it was not really perfect. The only gotcha that I have to tell you is that this is only to help the initial alignment. It doesn't mean that the view will be forever aligned. So if you try to move it, it will move.
I
Sure
noticed
wish
the
that
way.
we had like a project view kind of deal like we do in SolidWorks. I think that would be a good enhancement.
Mhm.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
It's in the plan.
Okay.
So let's talk about the gaps now. So if we talk about view creation, for example, in XApps, we don't have the concept of display state. So we cannot create a fancy view, for example, of an assembly where some components are shaded, some are not.
Right.
When you're capturing a 2D view, it's not really capturing the orientation. So what I mean is that it doesn't really capture the rotation of view. It will capture it as a, let's say it's a top view, it will capture it as with the default orientation. Then we need the section view, but this week I've been talking to the product manager. He told me that this is a huge challenge because the command should behind the scenes create a cut inside of XDesign, and then you will see that cut inside of xDrawing. But the problem is that you need the ability to do this also on release product, so they have to figure it out from a PLM point of view. Then we cannot show dimensions from different views. So let's say I have an isometric view. I cannot decide what annotations from the annotation views like SolidWorks will be shown. And I cannot capture the view mode. So if I have my view shaded, it doesn't remember that it's shaded. So it's capturing only with hidden lines removed. For what concerns annotations, we have something that is missing, like the whole callouts, center marks, and also for the dimension appearance. For example, for when you have a tolerance, the dimension cannot have the look that you see. Actually, the dimension will rotate as you move it. It cannot become horizontal or vertical as in SolidWorks MBD. You cannot customize leaders. Some geometric tolerance symbols are missing, like the all around. The cosmetic threads look like that. This is not actually according to the standards. It should be a 3/4 circle, and we don't have the double hole symbol. We would like to have a whole table, a revision table, also a copy format command, and also we still have a lot of work to do on the lifecycle management. For example, if you have a model with some annotation, so an XDesign model with an associated documentation set, if you revise the XDesign model, you will lose the documentation set. So there is no real link between the XDesign model and the annotation. So we are building up the foundation to make this annotation set, these annotations, a full citizen of the 3D experience platform from a PLM point of view.
Got it.
And for the 2D drawings, there's still a lot of work to do, but just to say simple things, if you put the view in a wireframe, if you have even simple models, some edges will be missing. For example, the side surfaces of the model, and you cannot set a sheet scale. So you have to scale the views one by one. If you created custom attributes, for example, an attribute called heat treatment, you cannot link it to the title block. And currently we have issues because we cannot show the material and the weight in the title block. Then the flattened view is not yet in the 2D drawing, but it will come, and the bomb is
here goes
the bomb went off.
not as
We're losing you again, Alessandro.
powerful as
Well, we can't. You've frozen up on our end, Alessandro. I'm not sure if you can hear us smoothly or not. I was just gonna say, like, I was thinking as he was going through these gotchas, like the list of gotchas used to be like, it was like one showstopper after another. Yep. It was just like, well, I mean, this we can't use this, right? Now I kind of feel like this is absolutely good enough for a startup, right? Like a startup that's just, trying to like define stuff. Absolutely good enough. Maybe it's also good enough for the type of company that is they're truly model based. The step file is the thing that is going to define everything that they're sending along to manufacturing, and really they're just putting some critical dimensions on there. Right. That's totally doable. I think the companies where they have a set of rules for their 2D drawings, and they're very stringent about that set of rules. I think there's still going to be all right, why don't we wait and see what we got in the next release? I don't think we're ready to go to them yet.
We have to be realistic about like how many changes have evolved in the last year.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
There was just a lot of. I'm kidding. I was just trying to pretend that I was funny. There's been a lot of.
Welcome back, Alessandro.
There's been a lot of changes.
Yeah, it's Friday 13th, so still okay. So let me reshare my screen. I will try to share to another screen. Maybe I have bad luck with my screen. Okay, so let me know. Can you see my screen now?
We can, yes.
Okay, so I was telling you that we have a way to overcome those limitations with something that is present in one of our offers. As you know, we have the SolidWorks Cloud offer that includes a bundle of X apps that we think will be most useful to our customers. So that bundle will include Manufacturing Definition Creator, but also another role that is called Drafter. So what is Drafter? It's cloud connected, so it means it's something that you have to install. So it's made to create drawings from the physical product. It's a native app, so it means like Simulia or Delmia, you have to install it on your machine. Mm-hmm. And there are some slight differences with respect to the drawings in SolidWorks because it's actually derived from CATIA. But the good news is that you can overcome all the limitations that I showed you before, because you can create any kind of view that is available. You can create many kinds of annotations. You can customize your drawing in whatever way you want. So it's very powerful. This episode is not dedicated to this training, but what I want to tell you is that there is a post in the partner platform with a full training. And if you click on the picture of a slide, you will be brought to a bookmark where you can download the big PowerPoint of the training and also a video. And I want to thank Jordan for setting up all the bookmarks, and this will really empower our partners.
Nice.
Okay, now let's talk about showstoppers, because I told you that we can fill some gaps with the drafter roles, but not all of them. For example, I told you that cosmetic tracks are not right, but in the drafter role, if you create a part with xDesign and you put it on a drawing, you don't have an automatic command that will show you the cosmetic threads. You have to put them manually because drafter doesn't recognize the holes, threaded holes created in xDesign. Then we don't have the whole callout again doesn't work with xDesign, with model maze with xDesign, because there are some limitations. So another limitation that we have is exploded views. So what is the limitation? If you want to create an exploded view, you can, but you need to use an app called Enovia Design Review that is not present in any other roles. Once you use that, you can capture a view like Composer, and then you can put that capture view on the drafter sheet. So currently there is absolutely no way to create exploded views and put them on either xDrawing or drafter. The same holds for the alternate position view. You will need an Enovia app that we don't have. And finally, also with Drafter, we have the same issue. The way it could be displayed on the title block, but we would need an application that would allow you to define the weight that is not in our portfolio. So next,
showstoppers for sure. But Alessandro, I'm just curious, real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. Those showstoppers, is that something that you have like personally come across while just trying to explore? Because I know, I mean, you push the button, all the limits of the of this tool, especially, I mean, when it comes to drawings. But is that something that you personally came across and then start investigating, or is there a list of those limitations anywhere?
no, actually, it's something that I investigated, and personally, I've pushed it to the limit. So let's say that if we are selling manufacturing definition creator to a startup, maybe they need to make such complex drawings. They will make simple drawings, and the role would be okay for them.
Good to know. Yes, and then yeah, while we were waiting for Italy's internet to reset, Andy was mentioning who were the probably the best candidates for this tool. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, sorry, let me re-switch. Okay, now let's see the future. Okay, I'm putting this statement because what you will see is based on something that I heard or something that I tested on some, let's say, beta testing tenants. So this is not coming from R&D. It's something that I figured out myself or heard from them. So please don't take this as granted, because I cannot promise that all of this will happen in this release, and I cannot even give you a timeline. But what I can tell you is that it is in the plan, so we will see these capabilities. So let's start from what's coming in 2023X FT01. So this is some stuff that I personally tested, so it works. If it will pass quality assurance, we will see it in the next release on February 11th. So first, the measure command will be added to manufacture to xDrawing, so we'll be able to measure also on the 3D model. The UI of the system option now has been improved a lot. In the past, you had to go through some drop downs, very confusing. Now it's better organized. We have now a very good enhancement, which is the ability to change the precision from a global point of view. So let's say I have this model with all these dimensions that don't really look good. So I want to have I want to have precision with no decimals. So I can change the setting for the angle and for the linear dimensions, and I will get my dimensions as I want. For what concerns dimensions, on the single dimension, you have the ability to remove or add the insignificant zeros, just like you do in SolidWorks. It's not a global setting. You have to do it for one dimension by one dimension, but I'm sure it will be improved. Another cool capability, you remember that I told you about that trick of using the shift key to snap to a plane when you are relocating an annotation. Well, now we have put a dedicated command so that you don't have to discover that key. So basically it means that I can drag an annotation, and then I have this button that will allow me to snap the annotation to another plane and put it in the center. So this is very, very convenient.
I love that. I wish that was in MBD like
Yeah.
that, you know? So much easier.
Datums, that's another big topic. For what concerns datums, in 2023 XGA, you couldn't really position the datum where you wanted. You didn't have much flexibility. Even in this case, I cannot really move the datum where I want, and even if I try, it doesn't go where I want. So in 2023 XGA FD01, I can move the datum wherever I want. So this was the first case. And then let's see the second case. I want to move the datum away from the dimension. Simply, I will recreate it with the FD01, and I will be able to put it along the reference line, because if you put it on the dimension, it means it's a mid-plane datum. If I put it along the extension line, it means it's the datum is on the side of this plate.
Pretty cool.
Visibility of annotations in 2023 XGA. If you put an annotation inside of your model, it was still visible and selectable, and that's not okay in my opinion. So in 2023 FD01, if you put it inside of your model, you cannot see it, and you cannot select it, which is, I think, more consistent behavior. And this is big. You can now export your drawing to DXF and DWG.
What?
Yeah. So I will click on my 2D output. In the past, you used to have only PDF available. So I will choose to export to 3D drive. I will select DWG. So the system will process the DWG and export it. Then I will open my drive from the side so that I don't have to shift the app. And I'm able to open the DWG. So
I mean,
great.
this is kind of a game changer, Alessandro. I think it's going to be. I mean, I personally went through one of the times that we were talking to a prospect about this the SolidWorks Cloud offers. This subject came about, like how can we export as a DXF file, and I mean it wasn't available. So time to revisit with that prospect. Hopefully he still around, and this is something that's really cool. I think it's going to be a game changer being able to export, especially when it comes to flat patterns and sheet metal components,
Yeah.
where this is very, very much
They
needed.
always want
So,
DXFs. Yeah.
wow,
Nice.
thank you.
Now, let's talk about in-plan projects. So please don't take this as a roadmap. I'm not giving you any timeline or any promise. It's something that for sure it's in the plan, so it will happen. But as you know, the plans can shift, so that's why I'm not giving you any timelines. First, I want to show you this that was shown to us by our R&D. This is the current investment in terms of resources for the different X apps. And as you see, we are investing a lot in X design and X drawing, and then also in X shape. And I believe this is very positive because it matches the expectations of our partners and also of us. Let's put more energy in where we're expecting more features. So for what concerns the plan, for sure we will have what it's missing, like the 2D flat pattern view, some more options for the standards. We'll be able, from a PLM point of view, to revise the physical product and also carry on the annotation. So we will really work a lot on the PLM side. We will be able to customize more of the annotation settings. We will have whole callouts, center marks. We will be able to export to step 242, which is something that our partners in Euromed are asking a lot because it's MBD. Currently 3D Play can display only the 3D model. In the future, we will be able to display also the 2D drawing that are created. We will have the section view. So if the R&D told me that they will do it, it means they are figuring out a way. You'll be able to set the scale in from a global point of view. Again, the lifecycle management will be improved, and also the display. So you'll be able to display the hidden lines and also flip the annotations. And then you will be able to hide the components in the assemblies like you can do in SolidWorks, detail views, projection views, and exploded views. So as you see, the team is working really hard to fill the gaps that will make this an application that can be used not only by a startup, but also from a company that wants to make more complex drawings. Finally, I want to tell you something about the FAR feature, so long-term projects. So it's not going to happen this year, maybe in 2024, maybe in 2025, I don't know. But in the long term, there is a big project. So today, you solve the workflow. You have to start from an MBD model, and then you created the right drawing. But why do we have to be forced to do that? Why can't we do the opposite? So what we should be able to do in the future will be creating 2D views of the model, annotate them, and this behind the scenes will create on the 3D model, the 3D views with the annotations. And basically, this means that you'll be able to decide where you want to start. You can start from the 3D and get the drawing. You can start from the drawing and get the corresponding annotated MBD model. And I believe this is a winning point.
Wow. That'd be very, very,
Nice.
very cool.
Yeah,
It
it's
just,
very
I mean,
cool.
this is just annotations, period. I mean, just to make sure it's clear that it's not making a 2D model and then making a 3D model out of the drawing. It's just the annotations themselves. So, but it's pretty cool.
Yep. Okay, I'm done with the new projects because there were some more, but they are confidential, so I cannot share them. But please be aware that we are really working
Alessandro,
hard.
I will forgive the $5 that you owe me if you throw another one out here.
Come on, give us one. Give us one that's secret. It's
Okay.
flying cars, isn't it? You're like, it's in the plan. It's in the plan. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but it's in the plan.
Flying cars it is. Alessandro, we before we move on, sorry, there was a question that came in a little while ago. I don't think we answered it, but questions. Can you start a draft 2D drawing using xDrawing, then finishing up using the drafter role to overcome some of those limitations?
No, this is not possible because the two applications are using let's say a different data model, so drafter doesn't recognize the drawing created in xDrawings.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Cool.
Okay, so if do we have more questions?
I don't think so. We have
a
comment from Jordan.
Yeah, and I think we all agree with that.
Good stuff. Oh, he froze again.
I think Jordan froze him.
Jordan froze him. He was so taken aback with Jordan's comment. Ferrari or Lambo? I like this question. This is good. Lambo reminds me of Lambeau Field.
He's talking about watches, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Rolex, Ferrari, or Lambo. Yeah. What else
probably, me personally, I'll probably go with a Ferrari. I don't know about you, Andy, but we'll ask Alessandro. We'll give him a couple of seconds to come back, but I think, I mean, he covered pretty much everything, that the past, the present, and where we're headed to. And I like what I see. Like, I mean, the purpose of it is to fill in all those gaps, right? Especially for everybody that's used to using any type of 2D drawing application. It's coming up to par to that. Alessandro, welcome back for the fourth time today. We're coming.
I like this ominous comment from the beginning. That was the first comment on YouTube today, so it's very prophetic.
I had not seen that one. Now we know what happened. We have one more question that came in while you were out, Alessandro, and I think it's very important for you to answer it. It's right here on the screen. Ferrari or Lambo?
Oh, that was it. There we go. What do you think?
Okay. Let me see. Well, do you mean the question from the message from Jordan? Like,
No.
No,
The question from
it's
Mike Sandy right here. Can you see it
Oh.
up
right
on your
here.
screen?
oh, Ferrari or Lambo?
Yeah.
I like Lambo, even if it is not owned by an Italian company. I love Lambo.
All right, there you go.
That's it.
All
So,
right.
all right. Well, I think we're right. Well, we got 30 more seconds before the end of the hour, so we're right on time today. Um, Alessandro, thank you very much for sharing all those great content, all those great tips and tricks as well, and for being the in our teams. You're the one that pretty much always goes above and beyond to get us the solution for you guys. If you look for Alessandro's in the partner platform, you're going to find about maybe 1,200 different posts and publications from Alessandro. He's very, very
What is
active.
sorry, what is the hashtag for all of Alessandro's tech tips now? I think it just changed slightly. I saw it in here earlier. I'm sorry. But you had I can't find it now. But you have a hashtag a tag for all of your tech tip videos or tech tip posts that you have on the platform.
Hashtag 3DX text tips.
3DX tech tips. There you go.
Yeah,
Cool.
there you go, right here.
There it is. Thank you, Jordan. So that's what the hashtag looks like.
Yep. Thank you, Jordan. We can't tell if Alessandro's there or oh no, he's moving. He's moving. Yes.
Just stood very still for a minute. Good.
Don't scare us again, Alessandro. No, thanks again, man. We seriously, we appreciate everything that you do. We're gonna see you in about a month in person for those of us that are gonna be there at World.
Can't wait.
We can't wait to see if you around there, have a good conversation with you. And then we made it through Friday the 13th. I guess the episode we had a couple of things here and there.
We still got Alessandro's day is ending. We still got some hours left here, so don't jinx me, okay, Juan?
True. True that. We have an upcoming on January the 20th, next Friday. So we're doing this back to back, and then we have another one the week after that. So on January 20th, we have some great great guests coming on. So we're going to talk about how to improve your sales in this waning economy. So we got Eric Gold, Nicole Turley, Matt Derove, and Jordan Tadish or Tadish.
Tad.
Tadik.
It doesn't matter.
I can't pronounce that name. But we have some great guests coming on next week as well. So be sure you spread the word, follow us, and we'll see you guys next week. Alessandro, thanks again for your time. Andy, please, final thoughts for today's show.
I'm just glad we all made it out alive, man.
Like you said, it's still it took several hours. So.
No, honestly, Alessandro, my final thoughts would be after you coming on and showing us all the stuff that XMBD is now capable of doing, like I feel a lot better about where we're headed. And also, our fearless leader reminds us, as always, go Bills.
No, he says go pay your bills.
Oh,
that's what he's referring to.
Good. All
right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Alessandro. Have a good one, guys.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.